How's it going, everybody? Welcome. Oh, let me stop jumping on the bed there. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Evo server. My name, of course, is System Z, and today we are here in the Zico tank, which I think is probably a fan favorite, honestly. You guys really seem invested into this project, and we haven't really done much with it. And a lot of you have, wondered what we're gonna do next for it, because we did start going down, but we haven't really done much other than this. And the only reason why is because I wanted to wait for this update, and now that we're here, I really need to start planning on what I'm gonna do. But today we're actually not doing anything down here, but we are gonna be working in the Zico tank. This is gonna be a pretty interesting one, and I think you guys are gonna love it. Hopefully by the thumbnail you've already seen what I'm doing, but nevertheless, let's just get straight into it. I hope you guys do enjoy. If you do, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing, and let's just jump straight into it. So as you guys know, in this update that we've just recently done, we got shears. Last episode I spent a good portion of it going mad on some trees and collecting some leaves. Dr. Seuss. No, but in my opinion, leaves are a very, very good resource, especially for building. And the reason why is because let's say that you have a build that stands out a little too much and it doesn't really fit in a natural setting. All you really have to do is get a couple of leaves and put some bushes out front, and honestly that does a lot to help the build. We haven't had that up until this point. Now we finally do. So what I'd like to do is take note of that and show my appreciation for leaves by building a gigantic tree here in the eco tank, because this is, after all, supposed to be a captured biome that's built to represent the best parts of the planet. Because we've got this side over here, which is kind of like the man-made stuff, and then down there we've got the gardens, the farms. I'd like to just do a giant tree and get rid of these two. So that's my plan. It's a little bit ambitious, but I honestly think it'll work. And we're going to build it right in this corner just because it's parallel to this here, and I feel like it would be balanced out a little bit better. I have a feeling we're going to have to move the entrance if we do this, but maybe not. Maybe we can keep it. Either way, I'd like to go ahead and get started because this is going to take some time. But I'm going to cut down these trees first, then we're going to start building an actual tree trunk. So that's kind of what I've got set out on my plate right now. Let me go ahead and get started with that. This is it. This is goodbye. These were the first things we placed in this biome, or this eco tank, the Zico tank. And they've been here since the beginning, so this is going to be quite sad. And you know what? I'm gonna harvest the leaves because I'm gonna need a lot of leaves for this. So I may as well get all that I can. All right, the trees have been removed. It now looks like it got a haircut. The Zico tank is looking really, really weird. In fact, weirder than ever. But that is all about the change once we actually build this tree. It's gonna be pretty cool. Now, heads up, I am not a good builder on camera. I don't know how to talk while I'm building. My brain just doesn't work that way. So a lot of this I'm going to have to do off camera, but I do at least want to show you guys the steps I'm taking to build this kind of programmatically to make sure it comes out easiest as possible but still looks good. So to start, we're just going to build a trunk, and I've got a little bit of logs here. I definitely need to collect more. But this should at least get us started with a tree trunk. Now, I don't want this to be too huge, but I definitely want it to have like a 4-block width, like a 2x2 type thing. So we're going to start by just kind of finding a center point, which is going to be right here, and then just building around it. Like, it's pretty simple to do tree trunks. Realistically, all you have to do is just kind of break in place until you're happy with the shape. So that's kind of what I'm going to do here, is just kind of start building around and until we come up with something good. Now, this is just going to look like a broken tree trunk at the start until we actually build it up, obviously. But for now, I am fine with that. I'm definitely fine with that. And I want it to just kind of overlap this water here. I don't want it to completely be on top of it. Now, like I said, I'm not that great at building on camera, so by the time we come back, this tree trunk might look a little different, but I mean, what can I say? That's kind of how I build. So I'll often build on camera and then look at it and be like, you know what? Nah, I don't like that after I have time to look at it. So I'm kind of weird. I don't know. Yeah, that's looking a little bit better. See what I mean? You really just kind of have to place blocks until it all starts to come together, because otherwise, if you just kind of nervously place blocks, it's going to look way too stiff. To build organically, you really have to just play with it, and I keep saying that in every one of my building videos, but it's 100% true. At the end of the day, if you just sit there and look at it and just carve it, you'll find a shape that's really smooth and really organic, and it's going to look even better once it's completed. But now I need to just kind of bring it up a little bit more. Now what's making me a little nervous is I don't want this to be too big, because I really don't want it to just poke over the edge that much. So really what we have here needs to start curving out to create the branches, and then I want to have a branch here and probably a branch here. So like I said at the beginning, I'm not really going to do much of this on camera because it's very difficult for me to do it right, you know, while talking. And let the example be shown. Before we clipped over to this one, it looked really bad, and now it looks great, and it's just because I have time to be silent and stare at it. So I'm going to start working on a shape for the tree. It's going to probably take a little bit of time, but hopefully we'll come up with something good. You guys are gonna think this looks really weird, so just just bear with me. I think once we have the leaves, it'll look a lot better and it'll make sense. But here's what I have so far. Yeah, it's you know what, it doesn't look that bad actually. The thing is the way trees work, you really have to look at the way they're programmed in the game. Especially the big trees like that. When you really take away all the leaves, it's such a veiny looking kind of creation with the logs. They don't really look that cool. They just look like a spider web or like a lightning strike, just kind of all over the place. That's kind of what you have to do with the very top of the trunk or the tree, because what happens if you don't is the leaves start to disappear, and also it has no kind of depth to it. It just feels really hollow otherwise. So this is kind of what I have so far. Now I really need to make it go up even, because I don't want this to just be like an acacia type, you know, savanna tree. I don't want it to really just have that flat top. I'd like it to be, you know, nice and full on the top. So I really need to play around a little bit more, but I'm trying to decide whether or not I should actually have it go up further, because right now it's kind of a mini tree. And don't worry, I will do the branches. I just don't really have much more logs left, but I wanted to go ahead and start with the leaves on the top. But yeah, I'd like to maybe do a bigger tree. I could always cut this one down, so just let me know if you think I should. But I don't really want it to just poke up over the top. But I did check it out. I went outside and I kind of saw what it would look like. And, you know, realistically, it wouldn't be that bad. It would probably actually be pretty cool. So if I walk back this way just a little bit, something's going on over in spawn. Something looks angry. We're going to have to check that out in a moment. But to have a tree kind of poke up would be pretty cool. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that, because there's already enough going on. I think it would probably look a little weird, whereas this is like a nice mini tree that is kept, you know, simple and not too much. Plus, it's like the perfect size when you're up here. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start with the leaves, and I'll see you guys once I've done that. Alright, so far this has been pretty simple, a lot easier than I thought it'd be. I guess the thing about leaves is that you can really just place them anywhere and it'll still look good, especially here on the top, because there's really not much going on. Well, there's a lot going on, I should say. It's just messy. That's kind of all leaves are supposed to be, is messy. So as long as you can get a shape, you know, it'll all look alright. But this is what I have so far. I actually think it's done. Maybe clean it up a little bit more, but just like everything I've said in this video, all you have to do to build interesting things is just try it. Because if you don't try it, you know, you'll never know if it would have looked good or not. But let's go ahead and jump down here. I don't have any of the lower branches, I just have the top canopy. I don't know if it looks weird. I haven't really seen it yet. I need to replace that stone. That's going to drive me crazy just knowing it's there. But let's see, moment of truth. This is the tree so far. Boom. Okay, that doesn't look that bad. I actually like it. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is how it leans onto here, almost expecting there to be more on that side. But it's just kind of overgrown in a way, I guess you could say. But let me know what you guys think. I want to see it from up here. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. I think once we add the branches, it should look a little bit better. But that's what I have so far. This is meant to be just a basic little tree. Kind of something like maybe we planted it when we first started and it's something we're taking care of. Again, this is supposed to be like a controlled biome, so I don't want it to be just the main centerpiece, but I think that's perfect. Think of this like a fishbowl. I think that's the best example. I just want it to be, you know, a multi-featured aquarium of humans, you could say. And if there were villagers in the game, I would definitely make a city in here. That could be really cool. But yeah, so that's what I have so far. I think it looks pretty good. I'm surprised the leaves haven't started decaying that much. I can see that they have a little bit, so I'm actually going to need to go and put one log right up there, which I don't think I have any. Yeah, I guess I could just tower up with these. But that's the one downside here, is they're not staying. As you guys know, in this update, they don't stay unless you kind of force them to. So we're just going to put a log there and then hope for the best that you can't see it. But that shouldn't be that big of an issue. But they do decay, and I hate that. But we have to deal with it. That's the fun of this whole series, is dealing with the bugs that were in the past. So yeah, let's take another glance. That should look a little bit better now. But aside from that, it's been pretty simple. So I encourage you guys to try it as well. If you'd like to build a tree in your base, then let me know and send pictures on Twitter. I'd love to see it. But yeah, I still need to clean it up a little bit more. But overall, looking pretty good. Now I'd like to do a branch, but I'm going to take a moment to really figure out the best placement for it. So once I come back, we will go ahead and start doing that. But let me know in the comments what you think so far. Alright, here goes nothing. I don't really like building branches on trees because they usually don't go that well for me. But I have this platform here. It's going to make my job a lot easier. And by the way, I have noticed that leaves have really started decaying. Like these actually went away just a moment ago. And I had to place a log, so I tucked it in the corner there. But everything else down there seems to be good because it's connected to logs. So hasn't really been that bad. I know a lot of you warned me about the leaves, but it seems like everything's been a-okay. But okay, so this is going to be tricky. I want it to kind of come out this way and curve just a little bit towards the waterfall, but really not crazy, just ever so slightly. So first thing I guess we need to do is just build out a thin direction. So just like that, and then I'm going to get our dirt here. Actually, I can just jump up like this, and then, see, I'm prepared. But just kind of build out a shape to it. I don't really want this to be like too huge of a branch, just something basic. Maybe we'll go down with it as well under here, and do kind of like that. I think that could actually work pretty well. And then we'll take that one away, and that actually should do it for the shape. I don't want to go too far out here. And maybe we'll, well, I don't know. This is this is where it gets tricky actually, but maybe we'll take that one out just to add a bit of a curve to it. But something simple like that will actually suffice just fine. And then we'll add just a very small amount of leaves to the edge here. It needs to go up. That's definitely bad. Definitely bad. So it needs to go up. Let's just redo that all together. Okay, see, that would work a little bit better since it's actually going up a tad bit. So hopefully that will make more sense than what we had before. and then what I'm going to just kind of do is break it up ever so slightly, because it doesn't need to be that thick. It needs to be proportionate. That way it all fits, you know, a little bit better in there. But I think that should do. So let's try this again, shall we? Yeah, that looks a little bit better. I think I could still probably tinker with it a little bit more with the leaves. But overall, I think that it was definitely the length that needed a little bit more work. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with that one a lot more. I'd like to add another one maybe on this side, but yeah, it probably ought to. I was thinking that maybe it would be fine without it, but it wouldn't be balanced if we didn't have that. So maybe I should do another branch here on this side going out. So I'm going to play around with them a little bit more, and then I'm going to show you guys the finished design, because I think that at this point you get it. It's all about just trying what you can do. You really will never know if you're a builder until you start placing and breaking blocks. I think that's my motto at this point. So if I'm a builder, if you guys consider me a builder, the main tip that I can give you is just try and build. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and finish this off. So I will see you once the tree is done. Alright, after a lot of breaking and placing, I've come up with another one, and I'm not really happy with it, I'm not going to lie, but I don't really have time to, you know, keep picking at it. So I think next time we come back on the next episode on Tuesday, I'll probably have a different branch there. But it's okay for now. Like, I don't mind it. I think it looks okay. It's definitely a good placeholder, we'll call it. But that's basically the tree in all of its glory. I think it looks pretty good, and I've also done a few things to decorate around the place. But I don't really like the sugar cane there because it blends too much with that, and I think it just clashes too much. So let me know what you guys think I should put over here, because I definitely need something. I think like a melon farm would be pretty good, or maybe we could make a staircase. Ooh, that could actually be pretty cool. But overall, the tree design is done. We set out today to build a tree, and we did it. And I'm pretty proud of what it looks like. I'm pretty proud of how it's come about. I do need to fix a few things, so like I said, next episode we'll probably come back to a different looking tree, but altogether the overall structure is designed. I love it. But before we end off the episode, we do have to do one thing. So it has come to my attention that we are currently voting for mayor of the city of Spawn on the Evo server. And as you guys know, we have a few candidates. Now, I don't know if this is the official vote because it just kind of sprung on us, but I still want to do my part. And who knows, maybe this is just a testing poll or something, but we do need to do it. So we're going to head over to the polling station so that we can put our rightful vote in. Now, as you guys know, we have Martin running for mayor. His is the beta or better campaign. And then we have Minnie, of course, Minnie for mayor. He's basically trying to make Spawn better, you know, build more structures, bring more shops, maybe bring schools to the district, all that kind of stuff, and just make everything great on the server. And then we've got apparently Tortoise, who I actually don't believe is running. He himself doesn't even believe he's running. But yeah, so that's the equivalent of Walt Disney running for mayor. And then Green McQuack, of course, who's very popular in the chicken community. In the duck community. So we need to go ahead and put in our vote, and I'm going to get some green dye here. As you guys know, I'm going to vote for Minnie. Minnie is my business partner. He's everything that I think a mayor should be. He's a good guy. And I think you guys would agree with me. So Minnie is my choice, bringing him at a tie lead with Martin. So it looks like it's going to be pretty much down to these two. Very, very interesting. But let me know who you're going to vote for down in the description below, because I hope that the other players will take your consideration as well, because Minnie and I want this to be as fair as possible. But that's that. How many people have voted? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 players out of, I believe, 10 have voted. So we're very close. It's going to be down to those last 2. And if they both vote for Tortoise or Green, then it's going to be a tie, which is scary. So I think what we should do is, if it's a tie, there should be a fight to the death. And whoever survives is the mayor. I think that could be pretty cool. But overall, guys, thank you so much for watching and joining me today. It's been a fantastic week, I should say. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in on the live streams. And if you missed it, I released an update video this week saying that I've gone full-time. So I've officially become a full-time YouTuber, and I'm working towards growing this channel and this community, you know, even better throughout the year. And I really owe it to you guys, because you've done a lot to support me, and I welcome all the newcomers to the channel. We're about to hit 30,000 subscribers, which is just nuts, to be honest, because a couple months ago we were at like 15,000. So welcome to everybody. Thank you for everything. I love you all. You're all amazing, and we really appreciate you here on the Evo server. So guys, that's going to do it for today. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Consider subscribing and hitting the bell so that way you'll be notified of all future uploads and live streams. And with that is the episode. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.